early in the morning.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bacon.
And UFC Breakfast with Corey Cotter and Sam Zayden. Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. UK. And UFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Breakfast Show here on NUFC Talk TV. I'm your host, Corey, and we're joined, as always, by my mate, Semi. How are you, Semi boy? Mate, I'm as good as you can be, considering all that is going on at the club at the moment. Semi boy, unfortunately, this is our third or fourth show. Give me 1 sec, Semi boy. You've cut out. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still here.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, yep. So as I was saying, very, very disappointing for us lads here on the Breakfast Show and the general wider audience of Newcastle United. I think we've done 3 games here we've recapped, and one of them has been West Ham, and now this one's Semi. So I don't know if we're a bad luck charm, mate, or what, but it seems like we're always coming to you guys with some bad news and some bad fixtures. What do you make of the game, Semi?
I don't know, man.
Disastrous trips to London, and this one seemed to be worse than the West Ham one. So what do you make of it, Semi boy?
Mate, I'm not sure what the hell is going on, mate. Honestly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know what's going on, mate. Like, these players, I don't know whether they want to play or they don't want to play, or Eddie Howe knows what he's doing. Mate, some of the decision-making from everyone is below par, and it's, honestly, I'm kind of sick of it at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's...
These players should be doing so much better than what the hell they're doing. I don't know what's going on. Are they exhausted? I mean, I don't get it. Is it just because it's an away day? I mean, I couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know what these guys are coming up with, because I don't think they even know. I mean, they can't even string 3 passes together before they lose the ball, mate.
Oh, guys, as we are currently standing, Newcastle sit 14th in the Premier League on a measly 12 points. 2 absolute disastrous trips to the capital for Newcastle United, conceding 6 goals in the 2 games. It is a nightmare that most of us are unfortunately waking up to. Look, the performance is one thing, but the consistency of these performances is another thing entirely. It's just, we look so void of ideas, so void of creativity. Just not learning, Sammy. We're just not learning from our mistakes, and for me, that's unacceptable. To be honest, I can understand 3 or 4 bad results, but to be putting up these performances on such a consistent basis, there's no consistency at Newcastle United besides the consistency of us being absolutely hopeless. Look, I've done a little bit of looking at our season before these games. You know, look, in some of these games that we've been optimistic about, some of the games where we thought we've performed well, looking back at it now, have we performed well, or have we been lucky to even get some of the points that we've gotten? Semi boy, for me, I don't know how you feel, but Eddie Howe has to take some serious criticism for his decision making in this game. Just not taking off Dan Burn after that. Look, after that penalty shout, which I don't care what anybody says, 10 out of 10, that is a penalty without doubt. It might have been a soft penalty at that. The touch might have been soft. But look, if that was happening against us, I would be putting my chair through a window. It's a penalty.
Yeah, but you know what? That is a penalty, 100%. I agree. But you know what's funnier? Like, the one they didn't give was more of a penalty than the one they actually gave.
Well, I think at that point, the ref realised how much of a mistake he made, so I'm not letting you get away with that. But look, just even in that, the decision-making to do that tackle, yeah, you've seen Dan Burn was not at the races this game before that. Before that even happened, he just wasn't up. He was out of position so much, man. He was nowhere near his position. The guy was wandering off. I thought he wanted to go do a trip around London. Like, the guy was nowhere to be seen where he was meant to be. And then after that penalty shout, that is your chance to say, all right, let's hook him. We've got a fit Hall. We've got a Hall who's played some minutes before and he's looked absolutely unreal. Put him on. A lot of fans are saying he should have started the game. Unfortunately for me, I backed Eddie, And I said, look, I think Dan Burn's going to start the game. And I said, I didn't mind that Dan Burn was starting the game. That's on me. He's made me look like a proper right idiot. But besides that, the fact that he didn't get substituted after that first penalty shout, I don't understand what the thinking is behind that, Sammy. The decision making is shocking.
Mate, it's honestly so bad. Like, it's not even funny. And I'm not even laughing about it, and it's not even funny. Like you said, after that first penalty shout, he should have got subbed off. And I agree with you. But you know what? It's his fault in the first place, and it's Eddie Howe's fault. I've said it multiple times on this show. He is not a left back. You should not be starting him at left back. And then again, he looked like a headless chook again. And after that, he copped his yellow card, right? And then he gave away a penalty, which should have been a penalty. After that, he should have got taken off, put Lewis Hall on, because you could see it. You could see it happening. You could see it a mile away. I think everyone in the world could see it other than Eddie Howe. And after we go down to 10 men, and concede the second goal, he goes and makes 3 subs. What, does he have to wait till the game changes until he makes his subs? Why can we not go and take the upper hand? Then again, our performances this whole season have been absolutely atrocious. We're winning games, but we're still playing like crap. We cannot string passes together. I mean, nobody had a good game yesterday. I think the only, honestly, probably the best person that was on the field was probably Ramsey. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, look, I think we're going to go through the players one by one, but I think really the only players who can sort of hold their head up high after that game was, I thought, Malik Thiaw. Look,
Malik Thiaw is a machine. Absolute machine.
Yeah, he's got to get some praise. Not much praise, but out of a bad bunch, he's probably the best. And I think Barnes took his opportunity as well.
Barnes did really good.
The goal was absolutely fantastic. I feel like he was much more of a threat on that left wing than we've seen Gordon in past weeks. So look, for me, the only 2 players that really can hold their head up a little bit high after that is Barnes and Thiaw. Besides that, no one else. I'm not even going to be generous today. I think everyone needs a bollocking. Thiaw, Barnes, you can hold your head up high, but everyone else, mate, go give your head a wobble. Go have a deep and long and hard look at yourselves over the international break, because each and every one of you need to. We're going to go through the team semi one by one. Unfortunately, I don't think a single person in this chat, well, probably me and you, want to do that. But unfortunately, that is what we will do. Popey. The Pope has been pretty incredible for me most of this season. I think he's bailed us out of a lot of bad situations. He's saved us a lot this season. But for me, I think Pope was pretty shocking today, I've got to be fair. He made a few saves in the first half, nothing major, but besides that, I thought he was really poor. I thought his claiming of balls for crosses was just shocking. Such weak hands. It's like he had 85-year-old wrist with arthritis. He couldn't punch a ball, just punching it into danger's way. What do you think about Pope? You probably a game would rather have seen Ramsdale in, Sammy?
Yep, of course, Ramsdale should be starting. But then again, Pope, when it comes to, like I said, he's a very good shot stopper. But when it comes to his mistakes are killers, man. His mistakes are absolute killers, because that's what led to their first goal. If Pope stays in his position or gets a hand to that ball, obviously, I mean, they don't score that goal. But he was in no man's land. I mean, what was he even trying to do? Was he trying to jump over the player? I can't even tell you. I don't know. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. I get he had a 4 after that, and imagine that as your first involvement, coming off the bench, your Premier League debut for your club, and it's a penalty. Like, I've just felt so slack for Ramsdale. Like, you know what? We were conceding anyway. Leave Pope, let him concede that, and then get in Ramsdale. Like, why are you going to start him off at such a bad position? I don't know, man. Like, honestly, there was a lot of things that you could just look at that game and just there's really not much positives to take out of that game. That's the problem. I mean, man, we couldn't even whip a crossing. I mean, Valdemari's in the middle, yeah? I mean, you got one of the tallest strikers in the game. And you know what? They can't even reach his head. They can't even get the ball. Doesn't even get to him, man. Like it goes always to the first defender. I don't get it. Like it's your job, mate. Your job is to know how to whip a ball in. Like it's your job, mate. You get paid big bucks to do it, and you don't even know how to do it. Like as a watcher, it's so frustrating. Like you know what I mean? I mean, like it's like us watching the A League. Like, Sydney FC's doing better than these blokes.
Oh, mate, I've had Johnny Cash on in the background for the past 4 hours. I was actually going to start the song off with start the show off with a little bit of a song, but it's not even justified at the moment, mate. I'm just
honestly we can go through all the players, but we're just going to come up with the same outcome. They all played poorly. That's like I said, there's no bright light at the moment, man. Even though we're up in sixth position in the Champions League, but 3 of those wins we didn't even perform in them. We were just like the other teams we were versing were worse than us.
No, 100%. This is what I was saying, looking at through these earlier fixtures throughout the season. You know, you look back at some of them now, and you know, a lot of the fans said we played well in this, we might have not got the result. But look, at the end of the day, football is a results business. You know, and you could maybe look at those earlier fixtures throughout the season, the ones where we didn't get the 3 points or even a point, and we could say, look, you know, it's the start of the season. It's an early season. We've gone through a lot of transition at the club. We'll pick up some form later on in the season. But now we're nearly at Christmas and the form's worse than what it was looking like at the start of the season in pre-season. Those pre-season games now, you know, looking back at them, that was a big indication of how this season was going to look for us. Just shocking, you know. And then some of these excuses that I'm hearing we're coming out with is, look, we've lost Isaac. We've gone through a big transition period. Brentford's lost everyone. Brentford lost everyone. Brentford lost the kit man. Brentford lost the bloke at the car park holding up the high-vis sign telling people to come in through the car park. Brentford lost everyone. They nearly lost their logo. That's how many people Brentford have lost. And do you see them coming up with excuses? Yeah? Keith Andrews or whatever his name is, man. I don't even know who that is. He's bossing everyone. You know, so that excuse of, we've got to give time for the players to settle. We've gone through a lot of a transition. So is every other club we face, and so is every other club that's beaten us, you know. We can't use 100%. That as an excuse. We can't use that as an excuse because it isn't an excuse, you know. And then
just as a question, I actually want to ask you a question. Do you think our team from last season to this season, do you think it's a better side, or is it a better squad than what we had last season? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's a better squad on paper, but paper doesn't mean anything. Paper goes underwater, it gets wet, and it goes to, you know, bleep word. But
exactly,
like, it doesn't matter.
The team on paper is so good. Like, it's actually a decent squad on paper. But I don't understand why these guys are not performing. Like, what is going wrong? Do they just all need to sit down and have a little group chat and just think to themselves, like, why are we playing so poorly? Does Bruno need to have a barbecue again? I don't understand that.
They're going to have to start organising barbecues at the training sessions at this point. They're going to have to start doing some serious morale building. Because, look,
mate, you know what? I actually don't trust the team anymore. I don't, like, you know, I see an away game, I'm just thinking now it's a loss. I don't even think of it's like we're going to go out and perform anymore.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely, even like, it's just the
even at home we've been crap.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It doesn't get any better at home. We might have got a few more points, but it doesn't get any. We haven't won an away fixture in the Premier League since April, Sammy. Since April. There's been children born in the world who are 6-7 months old. They're older than our friggin' away. Like, this is how bad we are. I don't think people are really seeing how bad we are at the moment. And for me, look, the inconsistency is crazy. Just to every player. I thought Kieran Trippier in the Champions League against Bilbao was absolutely incredible. I thought he brought balance back to the side, a real leader. Then you saw him yesterday. Well, like, just looked so lost, looked confused. Just so poor for me. Botman as well, you know, puts in a good performance one day, the next day he's absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, but see, I'll tell you what the problem is. We cannot blame the defense. The reason why we cannot blame the defense is because the people that are in front of those defenses, they're not performing. So it's all the pressure's on the defense. That's the problem. Whenever you got so much pressure on defense, they're going to leak goals. And I think our defense that game wasn't too bad. It's like, the midfield didn't hold the ball, bro. Like, if you actually look at the way we scored our first goal, yeah? If you look at the pass that actually Bruno passed to Murphy, before Murphy got that run. It went behind him. He had to go back and get the ball. That ball should be going in front of him. He should be going straight at it. Like, I'm giving you an example. Like, even though he saved that moment, but that was a poor ball because that ball could have stopped what happened. Murphy just made the most of it and it worked out for us.
Look, and then even like Bruno and Tonali, man, like, you know,
Tonali had a bad game. Yeah, he had a bad game.
By our fans saying you can put this midfield three up against any midfield three, this and that. I'm myself included. I'm not exempt.
Yes, myself as well, because I thought we have a very strong midfield.
Bruno and Tonali, man. Look, you can have one of them have a bad game, but when both of them have a game like that, like, what are we? Bruno, for me, looked scared. He looked like he was second guessing everything. You know, there was that thing, the passage of play in the first half, where he gets the ball right outside the box. First time shot, you probably do a better effort, or just drive the ball into the box. But the guy, he's running full sprint. He gets to the ball. He looks at the keeper for about 45 minutes planning the next barbecue, and then he shoots the ball, man. What are you doing? Why are you second guess? Have some confidence. Have some belief. You know, and I feel like this sheepishness, whatever that word is, and this timidness, this second guessing, it's like a poison that just trickles down to the rest of the club. Bruno and Tonali, they're our two best players, and they bring the levels up. If the players around them see our two best players playing like that, scared, timid, void of ideas, it's just going to go to the rest of the team. So
you know what's funny? We led at halftime, right? We led at halftime 1-0. Do you believe I actually still thought we'd lose the game?
No, I didn't think we'd lose the game, but I thought 100%.
No, I knew the way we were playing. I knew even that with that 1-0 lead, we were going to lose the game. You could just see it happening, mate. You can honestly see it happening. Like I said, there's no creativity. And just before anything as well, before we start criticizing the players, yeah, the first 2 minutes, how was that not a red card against that Brentford player on Joel Linton? I mean, any higher, the bloke's hitting his kneecap. Like, to me, that's a red card because he came in recklessly and he's hit him on the shin, yeah? And you could see the mark. And VAR didn't even say a word about it. Not even the commentators. Nobody said anything.
This game, the refereeing was absolutely a shock. And
yeah, they came back after the second penalty shout.
Yeah, no, it was just shocking, to be honest. That's the other thing. Brentford, the first half, I think they had that Sharda opportunity within the first 10 minutes or whatever. But besides that, Brentford really didn't do much attacking wise first. I didn't feel like they were going to do too much. The first half, I think we were poor the first half, but I think we maintained the first half pretty well. I think we shut them out. But what was that halftime team talk like to come out that bad? Like, what's Eddie doing? Is he just got no motivation? Does he have no passion? You know, are they getting in at halftime and are they getting complacent? Because it's funny.
We usually tend to play better in the second half than we do in the first. But it hasn't been like that recently. It's like we get worse after halftime.
Yeah, that's like I want to understand. You're going away. You're just checking the away trip to Brentford to London in a week. You're up 1-0. You saw the West Ham game. We lead it
twice.
Early. We saw what happened in that game when we lead it early against West Ham. We saw what happened. Okay, so we're up. We managed to survive the first half. We're up. Okay, what is the team talk like? What is the tactical setup like? What are they discussing at halftime to come out as poor? Like, what was the kickoff, Sammy? The kickoff for second half, straight out, kicked it to the corner. Like, what are we doing there?
Yeah, I get that idea. I get that idea, but he didn't even go for a throw in. He actually went for a goal kick. That's what made it even worse.
It was just shocking, man. That just
I get what they're trying to do. They just put him in their own end and then try and work our way out. But I don't understand why we can't pass the ball back and get them coming at us and then us trying to move it forward. Like, but then again, I understand it. It's because we can't pass. We cannot pass, bro. I'm telling you, like, I swear, I don't even remember a game where we've strung 10 passes and not lost the ball. I don't remember it. I mean, this whole season, it's been what has it been 10 games now? It's been about 10 games, right?
Oh, it feels like 43,000.
But oh my god, it's been the longest 10 games I've ever had. I've ever felt. under the Eddie Howe era. But I mean, mate, we have been so poor. It's actually scary because if we keep playing this way, I mean, look, first of all, I'm not expecting us to win the Champions League. All right, you want to go far in it? That's not going to do us any good. You can go as far as you want in the Champions League, but if you don't win it, you're not making that competition again. So we need to finish in that top 5 at the moment, because the way the English sides are going, we're most likely going to get that 5th spot again. So we need to finish in that top 5. Look, we're not far off it, but these performances have to come quick and fast. Like, you know what's even more like scarier is that, I mean, we haven't won an away game, and we haven't versed any of the top sides yet away. We've versed all the teams that we think we should be winning away. So we still got Liverpool coming away, City coming away, Man U, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal. I mean, do you want me to keep it going? I mean, far out. I mean, we've versed 2 teams that are in the relegation zone that are in the away, you know, and we didn't even beat them. It's like, it's mind blowing. Like, I don't know how this season is going to pan out, but it does not look good. I mean, I've got no hope for us this season. Right now, hope is out the window. And if hope's out the window, you're in all sorts.
I hope myself today to see if I still feel. Oh, Semi, mate. It's like the worst horror movie in the history of the world, but it's like one that doesn't end, mate. Look, I don't even want to get into the future fixtures because, like you said, our next upcoming games, we've got Man City. Thank the Lord above that it's at St James's Park. So, look, a little bit of saving grace there. But, you know, we saw they done to Liverpool 3-0.
Yeah, but we're hoping that Haaland comes back injured. So does Rodri and the rest of their starting 11. I mean, if we're going to perform that way, I swear to God, we're losing 6-0 against them at home. I mean, they'll have a field day. Because this team knows how to pass. We don't. We don't know how to pass.
We'll have a quick look at our next 5 fixtures because they do not get any easier. And then, guys, we'll get to a few of your comments. Sorry we haven't read out most of the comments at the moment. It's
just been a very angry 20 minutes. That's what it's been.
Yeah,
it's been a
very... Me and Semi, we got to get our feelings out one way or another. So you guys, this is like therapy for us. Unfortunately, you are our therapists, so you just have to bear with us, guys, and just help us through this pain we're all feeling. But look, guys, we have Man City at home next.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's a very tough fixture, but and after that, we've got to go away to Marseille. Look, Marseille, they might have a lot of injuries, but they've still got an insane amount of quality in that side. And their fans at home, they're some of the best fans in Europe. Marseille fans.
Corey, it doesn't matter how many players they've got out. We're playing away. Yeah. We're not going to win. I mean, it's come that way where you see an away game, you're thinking you're going to lose the game already. How many away games do we have until December? If we've got 10 of them, they're 10 losses at this rate.
We've only got 2 until December. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. The St James's Park it's not even that much safer for me. It doesn't fill me up with much more confidence. But anyway, guys, we'll get to a few of your comments because we have been on a bit of a ramble. So we appreciate you guys commenting and getting all your chats in. Guys, if I could please remind you to all like the video and subscribe. It goes a massive, massive way in helping us and the channel grow. And look, we need all the help we can get through this tough time. So our first one here by Craig Rington. Welcome, mate. I don't think I've seen you here on the breakfast show, so a very warm welcome. He says, morning, guys. Another disgusting and disgraceful performance. Time for Eddie to start being questioned. But the media and most fans will say he's got credit in the bank. But we've been crap all season. 100% Craig. I could not agree more. Look, for me, I know this might sound a bit crazy considering where we are at the moment and how most of our fans feel. But for me, it's still too premature for me to be saying Eddie Howe out. What he's done for this club is nothing short of amazing, and I don't have short-term memory. But look, you know, we've got to start being objective and start looking at things for what they are. And I think this credit that Eddie's bought himself, that doesn't last for too much longer. So I agree with you, Craig. It's too early for me, but we'll see what happens.
Look, I get it. I get what he's saying. I do question Eddie Howe, but what I question about Eddie Howe is his substitutions and sometimes his starting lineup. That's where I question him. I don't question that he's not a good manager. I don't question that. I mean, he's hit his ceiling. I think he can go a lot longer and a lot better as well as time goes on with a better squad. He will take us to places where I think a lot of managers won't take us. But I do blame a lot of the players as well because those players aren't coming out and performing. Eddie Howe can tell them, okay, do this, but then the players go out and do something different for all we know. I mean, I can't just blame Eddie Howe because Eddie Howe's not on the field playing. I mean, Eddie Howe teaches them how to pass. No, these guys have grown up years playing the game, knowing how to pass. These guys can't string a pass. So I'm not blaming Eddie Howe for these guys not being able to string a pass. But what I do question Eddie Howe is the way he makes his subs. He has to wait for a big portion of the game to go past and something major to happen in that game for him to make changes. Or he likes his players way too much, like Dan Burn, keeping him at left back. I've been saying this for 3 weeks. He is not a left back. You cannot keep playing him left back. It's a liability to the team, and you saw it again yesterday. That he's a liability to the team. I mean, I don't know how much more I can say this sort of stuff. I'm not saying I'm a manager. I guess he sees things that we don't see. But, mate, stop playing him at left back. He's not a left back. He's going to keep getting caught out.
Yeah, and he also doesn't see things that the whole fan base sees, Sammy. He might see things that we don't see, but he's not seeing what we're...
Yeah, but we're not in training every day. We're not seeing what Dan Burn does behind the scenes. Maybe he is an uplifter for the team, but at left back, he's not an uplifter. He's a liability to the team at left back.
Bro, the only thing he's uplifting is his 6'8" legs at the moment. The guy's not uplifting anything. He's not uplifting the team, nothing. Look, I've been very, very devout Dan Burn defender. I thought he's done an amazing job at left back. I've probably differed from a lot of people's opinions, but look, that game to me, that was I've seen enough, to be honest. Like, I've seen enough. And for me, I didn't criticize Eddie and I didn't criticize Burn because Hall was not ready. I understood it and I accepted it. But when I see Hall being ready and when I see him fit enough to come and play against Bilbao and do amazing, then he's fit enough to start this game. The favoritism for me is what's going to get Eddie in deep, deep trouble. I love Eddie. I love what he's done for this club. But his favoritism, his decision-making, it needs to change quick, man, because his diehard supporters, me, myself included, we're starting to question it. You know, who would have thought going into this season that in November would be questioning his position at the club? This is how bad, things are at the moment, guys. We can't paper over it. This is how bad things are at the moment. So, look, instead of
confidence is hitting new low, that's for sure.
Over and expecting different results, it's a very, very common quote, and I think Eddie needs to take that on board because he's doing the same thing over and expecting different results. And look, if West Ham wasn't a big enough indicator, then this game has to. Okay, we don't have more games like this left if we want to be in Europe. We don't have any. There's no cushion now. The cushion's gone. The cushion's deflated. A fat bird sat on the cushion. The cushion's exploded. There's no cushion.
Like, you know what annoys me as well. Like he ended up putting on Lewis Hall. He ended up putting on Elanga, and he ended up putting on Joe Willock. Yeah. Okay. So what annoys me the most is that we've just copped the red card. Yeah. These 3 players need to gain their confidence again, right? I mean, because they haven't been playing very well. And then you go and throw them into a team that's down to 10 men. Like, what are you trying to do to their confidence? Shoot it even more? Like, that's my point, though. Like, there's some of the decisions in that game were very, very questionable. I mean, if there was one player I would have definitely put on was Lewis Miley. It's because I know he could handle himself. Why? It's because he's came out and he's actually performed this season. None of those 3 have come out and performed other than Lewis Hall because that was his first game back against, who was it, last week? Or midweek, who was it? No, Athletic Club. But you can't put players that aren't confident into a team that's like in such a bad situation. Because we were in such a bad situation. I mean, he could have prevented that by taking Dan Burn off. It was that simple. It was one sub. You do that sub, and I think we would have been so much better for it because Brentford weren't playing good football.
Yeah. Well, come Kenny here with a little bit of optimism, which is probably something we all need at the moment. Welcome back, Kenny. Kenny does say last season, 10 games, 15 points. This season, 10 games, 12 points. We're on 3 points off last season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get what you're trying to say, Kenny. But you know what? My aim for the club is not just to always finish in the top four. I mean, with this team, with the squad that we have, honestly, we should be a lot higher up the table. And really, we should be playing a lot better football because at the moment, we are not playing good football. And it's out there for everyone to see. You know what? Even though we started off badly last season, at least we were playing better. Right now, we're actually playing a lot worse. And that's the scary part because I don't know where these guys are going to get the confidence from. And you know what? I get it. We versed Brentford last time round, same time, and we lost 4-2 and we went on a 9-game winning streak. I get it. A win makes a difference. Yeah, but you know what? We have been winning midweek and we've been losing on the weekend. So a win at the moment is not making a difference. It's not making a difference for us.
Yeah, I just don't think the players, like whatever it is, the mentality.
Is the hunger gone? I don't get it. I mean, how are you not hungry? That's the thing. Are you just hungry to play in the Champions League, not the Premier League? Are you out there to try and win the Champions League? I get it. That's everyone's expectation to go out there and try to win the Champions League. But you are going on a much harder run to try and finish in that top 5 than you trying to go out there and trying to win the Champions League to make the Champions League again. I mean, if we don't make Champions League again, honestly, what a disappointing season.
Yeah, it's not looking that way at the moment. But
it's not. Definitely not.
We'll get through a few of these quick fire. KimCam60. Good morning, Corey and Sam. There is a revolution on social media against Eddie Howe. Mate, the revolution is strong and they have some devout soldiers, mate. But we got to back Eddie while he's here. We got to back him to turn things around. But he's not giving us much to work with.
But you know, it's I don't know. I don't think he deserves the criticism he's getting right now. Like I don't. He earns his. Yeah, I get it. I'm not telling you every single game, but you know what? There's a big role to play with the players as well. I mean, the players haven't been performing, and that can't just go down to Eddie Howe. No, I mean, these guys are most of them play for like international football, and right now they're Champions League players, so they should be performing a lot better than what the hell they are. Like I said, I mean, these guys they're not even stringing 5 passes together before we lose the ball. So really, like, that's not Eddie Howe's fault. I mean, he can't tell them, you know what, pass to the player. Pass to our teammate. I mean, you should know that you should be passing to your teammate. That's under 6s. And these guys aren't performing that way.
Well, Lynn here says, morning, lads. Dreadful result yet again. Eddie's loyalty will get him sacked. The team selection and in-game management were shocking. The players all need to be embarrassed. I could not agree with that more, Lynn. You've hit the nail on the head. Michael here says, evening, Corey and Sam. The morning, lads and lasses. Howe's reached his ceiling, in my opinion. Look, that's the thing that I've been worried about a little bit at the moment. Can Eddie Howe deal with this many games? Can he deal with being competitive in this many competitions? Look, we've been in this many competitions before, but were the expectations there for us in these past seasons? Did we have this underdog mentality? And that's why the players had a bit more fire under their belly. Do they think they're big dogs now after they've won a title, after they've won the Carabao Cup? Is a mentality, we've won a title now. We're one of the big teams in the league. Is that sort of getting into the head? This complacency is, what I'm sort of worried about at the moment. Because like Sam just said earlier, these Champions League games, we looked amped up. We look ready to go. We look ready to fight. And then we come into the Premier League against some of these weaker sides, and the boys just expect, it looks like to me at least, they just expect to walk out there and get the 3 points, And no form this season has indicated to any of those players that they should feel that way. Zero. Zilch. Minus
Zilch.
0.5. Negative. So
Literally.
I agree with you there, Michael. I do.
Yeah, but it's like even with that, yeah. So it's like, all right, Eddie Howe was at Bournemouth for how long? 7 years, 8 years or so.
I'm
He
not
took him
sure.
from League Two to the Premier
Yeah.
League, right? And then he's come to Newcastle. He's broken our cup drought, and he's taken us to the Champions League twice, right? So I don't think he's reached his ceiling yet, because everywhere he's going, he's achieving more and more. Do you understand what I'm saying here?
I agree with you.
Yeah, so I don't think he's reached his ceiling. I just feel like what is letting him down are the players. I think the players are letting Eddie down, and they need to look at themselves in the mirror, like you said, Corey, earlier in the show, because I think Eddie Howe is a brilliant manager. Sometimes, like I said, where I give him criticism is with his subs, and sometimes with his starting lineups. That's where I give him criticism. But mate, if he's got that much faith in you, go out there and repay it with you performing. Not the crap we've been watching, man. Like, man, like I said, here in Australia, we got to wake up at 1 a.m. on a Monday morning to watch this game. Same thing as the West Ham game. You think I want to wake up and watch this? I don't want to.
Bro, but
Like,
this
now
is
we're
what
waking up expecting us to lose the game, bro. Like, come on, man.
But this is
Like,
what
give
I'm
us
saying.
a...
That, like, even Eddie Howe's faults aren't consistent. This is how inconsistent we are. That even Eddie's faults and some of these cons that I think Eddie has, even they're not consistent. We say,
Exactly.
oh, he's too reactionary in all this. He hooked 3 people off at half time against West Ham. A bit too reactionary. But then this game, his best mate, his brother-in-law, his boyfriend, his husband, Dan Byrne, after that penalty shout, everyone and their mums knew that he had to come off. Everyone and my grandmother has been blind since 2006, and she rang me up and said Dan Byrne needs to come off. She doesn't even watch football, man. She's got no eyesight, and she told me this. Like everyone saw it, Sam, and then he still doesn't do anything. So one game
That's
he's
the
too
annoying part.
reactionary, he's not proactive enough. He doesn't do anything, and then the
Yeah.
following game, he doesn't take any of his best mates off. This favoritism is going to kill him, man. And I
Yeah,
love this
that's
manager.
exactly
I
right.
love what he's done for this club. But help me, help you, help the fans who want to support you. Give us something. Give us something that you're just not helping anyone who's
Yeah,
Avenger.
yeah.
You're
Like,
like,
see, that's the thing. He definitely needed to take Dan Burn off. I mean, like you said, your grandma could have seen it. I mean, everyone in the world saw it, other than Eddie Howe. But the problem is that he shouldn't have even started there. That's what I've said previously. I'm like, mate, start Lewis Hall. If he's fit enough, start him. I mean, if he's fit enough to come on with 30 minutes to play, I'm sure he can play 90 minutes.
Exactly, man.
Okay.
Or just not even a full 90. Just bring him on at half time like you've done.
Mate, put Dan Burn in the second half for all I care. Put him on and play 3 at the back. All right. If you are that worried about losing a game, change to a 3 at the back. I don't care. But play me Lewis Hall at left back, for the love of God. But hey, you know what? Hey, look at the bright side. At least we know Lewis was playing left back when it comes to the Man City game, because Dan Burn ain't playing. Like now he's got no choice. Now he has to play him. And when Lewis Hall actually comes out there and performs, he's gonna be like, oh, you know what? We actually got a decent left back. Come on.
Yeah, but then he's going to be in the press, the post-match pro. Hall had a fantastic game, but he
Oh, thanks, man.
He isn't.
Hall had a fantastic game. You know what? We didn't know he was that good. Oh no, you didn't. No.
Yeah, well, because he's under 6 foot, I didn't know he had the ability to play that position. So it's been a revelation for me and the club. But I think if he grows another 4 inches, he should be able to start the next game. Bro, that's what we're going to hear, man. It's just a team full of giraffes.
It's like, come on, man.
Bro, if anything
come on.
his way, we would have a team of literal giraffes out there and skyscrapers. We'd have skyscrapers and giraffes.
Like, honestly, man. But honestly, these players really got to look at themselves. They got to look at themselves. They got to wake up to themselves. I mean, guys, you are look. We're not far off that top 4. We're really not. I get we're closer to the relegation zone than we are to the top 4, but we're not far off it. It's like we're 7 points. That's 2 games and a draw. Like, it's literally nothing. I mean, we can get back up there real quick, but you need to start winning games and actually start performing. And I think that's what they're looking at. I think they're looking at the table. Oh, you know what? We're not that far off. We're still doing all right. But what are they going to wait until we're 20 points behind and think, oh, you know what? We actually got to start performing because look how behind we are. Come on, man. Like, wake up, guys. You're making it harder for yourselves. That's what you're doing. By you not performing, you're making it harder for yourselves. That's what you're doing. And you're letting everyone else down. That's what you're doing as well. So, come on. Wakey, eggs and break it. Let's go. Eggs and bacon, let's go.
Wakey, eggs and breaky. Exactly right, Sammy boy. Exactly right. Back to the
Come on.
comments here. Phil D says, we lost Isaac, but this looks like a whole new team who's never played with each other. A Sunday League team could play better. Eddie Howe out. Enough is enough. Very stern words there from Phil, mate. Let's see what a few of the other fans are feeling. We'll do a few more quick fires because we have missed a lot of your comments, guys. To coin a phrase, is this my morning therapy session? Mate, it's all of our morning therapy sessions here on NUFC Talk TV. Probably the only saving grace out of this bad performance is that we can all come together and bloody cry about it, guys. So, one saving grace.
The thing is, sorry, I'm not sure. I can't read the name because it's a bit too small for me. Yeah, so for him, he could have slipped it off. I mean, we had to sort of go through the day, and we haven't vented yet. So sorry, guys. I know we're just venting on you guys, but it is what it is.
Kim Cam 60 says Eddie Howe and many players look burnt out. Give them a long break. Stay at home. They don't even deserve the break over the international break, to be honest. Thank God Gordon's not going to international break.
Most of them don't even deserve to be called up to the nations, mate.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah, I fully agree with that.
Like, you know what I mean? They shouldn't even be called up. I mean, if you're going to perform like that, and then you expect to keep making your unless your international team or the country you play for don't have much players, like, and you're getting called up for it, but you guys don't even deserve to play for your nations. At this rate, definitely.
Not a chance. Ronnie says Eddie Howe was brainless yesterday, mate, and I have to fully agree. I think yesterday showcased some of his poorer managerial decisions. That game for me was just really showed some of his flaws as a manager. How FMFT says, is he sacked yet? Not yet, mate, but look, at the rate this club is going, you could probably ask that question every hour and you could be expecting a different result.
Mate, you know what it is? Like, I didn't get why everyone just wants Eddie Howe out. I get the frustration. Like I said, I get the frustration. But what we can do is, instead of saying Howe out because he's lost a few games, it's been 10 games in the season, I get it. But, I mean, who are you going to replace him with? Like, who are you going to get that's going to be better than Eddie Howe? Can you name me one? Honestly, name me one person that's going to come right now.
Eric Ten Hag.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? Instead of saying, okay, look, what he needs to do is get better with his decision making. Okay, I get that, but not Eddie Howe out yet. Not yet, guys, man. The bloke broke out a trophy out last season. It was this year. It was this year, and you guys are already telling him Howe out. Just relax, guys. That's something I think you guys just gotta calm yourselves down a bit. Once he starts winning 4 games in a row, you know what's gonna happen? Howe in, baby. Look at us. We're flying. We're the Magpies again. Come on, man.
Semi is the president, the leader, the captain of the Happy Clapper parade here on NUFC Talk TV tonight. Without Win here, mate, we needed someone to take his place. So clap.
I try my best. Look, at the end of the day, I love the club. I love Eddie. I love our players. You know what I mean? But not whenever you perform like that. You know what? You turn us off you. So, guys, you guys got to bring the energy again and get back to work. Just get back to basics. You know what? We're not even doing the basics correct. Just get back to basics. I promise you, we'll win games. Learn how to pass.
Learn how to string together 4 6-yard passes, and we might get.
Mate, and I promise you, we'll score goals. You know why? It's because our players are getting the ball.
Yeah.
Hey, and you know what they need to really work on? Their crosses. My God. Like Trippier, that's known for set pieces, didn't know how to cross. Murphy, that we know can whip a ball in with his left and his right, couldn't whip a ball in. I mean, Voldemort just looked like a headless crook. Mate, is there anything going to come my way?
Yeah, no.
Hey, but it was a very good flick to Barnes for the goal by Nick Voldemort. He actually flicked it to him. It was a very good flick.
I don't have any criticism towards Will Tomato. He's been doing the job that he's been asked to do. I think he's
Yeah,
probably
but
been our only flicker of light in this absolutely dreadful
him and
season.
Chow, mate, the Germans are flying in the English side.
Yeah, you can't put any criticism on Will Tomato. I don't think so. At least he's doing what he's been asked to do and what he's been dealt with. Darren Lee here says the thing not working is Nick Will Tomato not always up front at times. Against West Ham, Brentford, he was helping out at the back. We should be leaving him up front. The team is disjointed.
Yeah, but the problem is if the team knows how to pass, it doesn't have to drop, does he? That's the first issue. It's because the team doesn't know how to pass. He has to drop. He has to drop in. That's the reason why he keeps coming down out of position, is because the team doesn't know how to pass. And I feel like they're just so far away from each other. Like sometimes, mate, just get closer, run backwards and go back and try and find gaps. Mate, you know what? They just go side to side sometimes and I don't know what the hell they're trying to do. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, look, I don't think any of us know at the moment. So this is why we are in the position that
we are in. Exactly.
You're right. Ronnie here says that dinner lady would have the common sense to take Burn off immediately after his first yellow. It was utterly brave. And look, this is what I keep going on about. This is my biggest criticism from yesterday, is simply the decision making and the favoritism. It is going to kill this bloke. It is going to kill Eddie Howe. The favoritism, it needs to stop. He doesn't have Hall being injured as an excuse anymore. That is gone. It's out the window. If he wanted to keep that excuse, he shouldn't have brought him a haul off against Bilbao and showed us how good he is and how much of a change it is to the system. He shouldn't have shown us that if he wants to keep playing Burn. But we've seen that now and we know, and we already knew. So yeah, I don't want to keep sound like a broken record, but his decision making and his in-game management, it needs to change.
But see, that's the thing. But that's the thing, cause like we've taken the lead against Arsenal, we've taken the lead against West Ham, we've taken the lead against Brentford. Guys, finish the game off. Like I didn't get like how a goal is meant to give a team confidence. It's like we get worse after we score.
Yeah, they're just inviting pressure. We invite so much pressure onto ourselves after we score the first goal. It's like,
I didn't get it.
First goal, guys, shut up shop, defend for the rest of the game. It never works, man. Look, every time we score a goal first, I have no faith because I've seen what happens after that. The West Ham.
That's what I told you. At halftime, we were up 1-0 and I still knew we were going to lose the game. The way we were playing, you could just see it, bro. You could literally just see the way the game was turning out. I think the only person that didn't see it was Eddie Howe that game.
Guys.
Decisions, but my God, I mean, these guys really got to sit down and just have a group chat, guys. I mean, like, I don't know what's going on.
Have a group chat, guys. Make up, be friends, and come up with a better idea.
Yes.
Still Bad Dad says, we are knackered, lads. I think knackered is an understatement at this time. And Semi Boy, we have a question for you from NUFC. Truth question, Sam. It's nice you put all Eddie's achievements. Didn't Eddie, mate, this is extreme dyslexia showcasing for Corey here tonight. Sam, it's nice you put all of Eddie's achievements. Didn't Eddie have bad 2 seasons at Bournemouth and relegated them? Sorry, I don't want a new manager who relies on his assistant. We are so weak. Oh, look, it's no secret that Eddie got relegated with Bournemouth.
Exactly, yeah. Like, it's Bournemouth. I mean, I get it. I mean, yeah, but we're not Bournemouth. That's the other thing. And what do you mean rely too much on his assistant? I mean, everyone has an assistant. I mean, they all work off each other because 2 brains is better than 1. It's rocket science. It's not like.
Well, this is a good point. So
everyone's got ideas, mate. Like,
now that we're talking about this, look, me and you, we're both still at the stage where we want Eddie to stay. You know, whether that's dwindling a little bit and whether that confidence is getting a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't make sense what he's saying, though. I mean, like, why do teams have set-piece coaches? Why does that go down to the manager? Why? It's because it's a different category. The assistant manager does something else. The manager does something else. They come up with ideas together because they are a team. It's no I in team. It's literally a team sport, but none of us are playing as a team. We don't know how to play as a team. Like I said, we cannot string passes together as a team. But then again, one person can come up with an idea. Maybe somebody else comes up with a better idea. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. If it helps the team, I don't care. But at this rate, all of them are failing at their jobs.
Well, exactly
Because
right. Eddie's
they're all failing at their jobs because none of them are performing. Even our set piece coach. I mean, like, how do we not score more goals off set pieces? Mate, we got like 4 of the tallest blokes in the league. Come on, man.
Yeah, well,
Get your head to the ball, guys.
Yeah, well, we only scored our first header in however long against West Ham, who's conceded the most corners and set pieces in the league. It's the only time we've had any success on a set piece.
I don't get it. That's the point, though. I don't get it. Like, we got such tall defenders. How are we conceding goals off set pieces, and how are we not scoring goals off set pieces?
That is such a good point. How are we not scoring more goals with headers? BDB, we've got so many giants in there. It literally looks like Shanghai, the sky.
You know, whenever we look, honestly, you look at the corners, just watch it, yeah? Look at the other team and look at our team. How we don't get to the ball is actually beyond me. It's actually it's so frustrating to watch. That's when you look at Arsenal and you say, you know what? These guys are just set piece specialists. They don't have the tallest players in the world doing it, but mate, do they score off set pieces? And I think we need to really work on that sort of stuff, man. Because I mean, we don't even have a free kick taker. When was the last time we scored a free kick? I honestly think the last one was against Everton. Whenever the first season that we signed, what's his name? Kieran Trippier. That's the last free kick I remember us scoring. When was the last time we scored a free kick?
But look, regardless of set pieces, just let's go back to our coaches. Do we have too many yes men in the coaching roles at Newcastle at the moment? Is there too many yes men? Because look, a lot of the fans are saying some of the tactical changes that we want, and I agree with a lot of tactical changes that the fans are asking for. So how come none of our other coaches with Eddie can help him out, can give him some fresh ideas? Is Eddie too stubborn to take it on board? Are they just not giving him any other ideas? Or do we just have that many yes men around Eddie that it's just, we'll do what Eddie says? Because how has we not set up any differently once this season? It's the same system. It's the same players over and over and over again, and we're expecting different results. Like, I don't know. It's just, do we need new coaches in there if we don't want to change the manager?
Yeah, but it's not about...
Something.
Look, change is good. There's nothing wrong with change, yeah? But I don't think it is... Right now, I don't think that is the problem. I don't think Eddie Howe is the problem.
He's a part of the problem. He can't not be a part of the problem.
Yeah, but I don't think he is the problem. You got to remember, there's 11 players on that field that I just said they don't even know how to string a pass. They don't know how to string a pass together. Like some of the balls yesterday, like honestly, my 5-year-old son can do better. And these guys are meant to be like some of the best midfielders in the world. Come on, man. You should be better than that. You should be better than that.
So look, if you're, I know what you're saying. Not all the fault for you comes down to Eddie.
No, it's not. It can't be. It cannot be because he's not on the field.
So say you're the director of football, you're chief of operations at Newcastle United. If you have to put forward to the supporters' trust, what are the your three biggest problems right now at the club, which are making us perform how they are? If it's not Eddie, then what are your three biggest issues to why we're turning out like we're turning out? Maybe
like what some people are saying, that they're burnt out. But it does go down to decision making. I get that. I get that as well. I'm not saying that it's not entirely Eddie Howe's fault, because you remember there's 11 players on the field that should be performing. But some of his decisions are costly as well. So really, it's the whole team. So it's not just Eddie, and it's not just the players. It's literally everyone that goes down to that pitch. Everyone. They are the whole freaking problem. And they need to sit down and work out what's going to be better for them. Because it does not look like it's going to get any better. And that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see us getting any better. That's the other problem. Unless we go and change, and it's a whole new formation. And I do think what we really lack is a number 10. So that way Voldemare doesn't have to drop. Mate, you know what? Play Tonali and Miley and put Bruno as your center attacking mid as a, or you know what I mean? Or play a 4-2-3-1 as an example. That way, you know what I'm trying to say? Change the formation. Maybe that formation is better. Just don't go to a back five. We don't play good with wing backs. That's something I know for a fact we don't know how to do. I think 4-3-3 doesn't work with the team we have right now, especially Voldemare being out front.
Well, KimCam60 says, Sam, you're the only creature on this planet who's defending Eddie Howe. Sammy,
I love Eddie. I love Eddie. You know what? And you know what? He's taken us to places, you know what, no manager has in more than 70 years. So, I mean, if you're not happy with that, you're just miserable, mate. I mean, look, like I said, like sometimes change is good, but I just don't think this is the time to change Eddie Howe yet. Because who are you going to bring in that's going to really come and uplift the squad right now? Bang. Who's going to do it? Are we getting in Pep Guardiola? If it's not, don't worry about it.
Very, very interesting. Still Bad Dad says, someone brought up a really good point yesterday. Has Eddie Howe burnt himself out with all of the pressure and games we have? Look, this is what I'm starting to think might be the issue. Is it a mentality thing with us? You know, last season and the few seasons before when we've been in the Champions League, it's the first time we'd been in the Champions League in a long, long time. We'll obviously have this underdog mentality. You know, Newcastle, we haven't been here in forever. It's amazing. Look how far we've come. And the players showed up with this sort of underdog mentality. Have we gone into this season now after winning our first cup in 70 odd years? Have we gone into this season with a bit of complacency, with a bit of an ego? Because like I keep saying, the way that we can look in Champions League games and then look in Premier League games, it literally looks like two different sides. And me and Sam have said it multiple times here on the Breakfast Show. Could that be, you know, with the Champions League form, is that just because of how big the gap in quality there is between the Premier League and the Champions League? Are we just facing sides that are so much weaker than what we're coming up against in the Premier League? Or is it what I'm thinking it is, and it's just that we don't show up for the Premier League games, and the players are getting amped up for the Champions League. They hear the music. This is the champion. And then they want to go out there and they want to perform. But when they get to the Premier League, they don't care, man. There's no big lights. There's not a nighttime game.
Look, I get it. Champions League is a massive game, cause I get it. Champions League is Champions League. Premier League is Premier League. Like I get whenever you're gonna go versus Barcelona, and then the next week you got to go versus West Ham. I get it. You know what I mean? I understand it. I mean, there's a different hype to the games. Yeah, but if you're gonna go out and perform in the Champions League and not come and perform in your league, you're gonna lose that. Because the next season, you're not going to have Champions League because you're performing so poorly in the Prem. Unless you're thinking, you know what, we're good enough to go out there and win the Champions League. The way we're playing, mate, we're lucky to stay in that top 8 and stay in that top 24. Because some of the other teams that are playing the Champions League are definitely playing better than us.
Champions League, winning the Champions League.
But you get what I'm trying to say, though? Is that what their aim is? You know what? Let's not worry. Let's just get relegated, but we'll win the Champions League. Come on. Like, is that their aim? I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you.
That's what I mean. There's more questions than there is answers at the moment.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's no answers. There's no answers to the questions we're actually asking or what we're thinking. I mean, because there's just so much problems. It's a problem after problem.
Yeah, we're definitely got no shortage of problems here at the moment.
Do you honestly reckon the Isaac situation and what happened with the Isaac situation has played a big part in this? Honestly.
Look, the only thing with Isaac for me is obviously the press. Like the biggest change for me is this press. Like obviously our press has died in the arse a lot.
Of course it has.
be as ferocious as it used to be. And do I feel
But
like maybe
do you think the spotlight of the whole Isaac situation, it derailed our preseason and it derailed our start of the
preseason?
season? And like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? And us buying so many players towards the end of the window has taken a toll on the team, and we haven't gelled yet. I mean, like I said, there's so many questions to ask, but
Look,
we've
a
just.
lot of our fans, and me myself included, we've said this is the strongest squad depth we've had. This is the strongest squad that we've
This is
had.
one of the strongest squad depth we've had ever. Like, honestly, I'm not even
100%.
joking. Ever, ever.
100%.
Like since
Let's
'92.
All right, so that we all agree on that. I feel like a lot of the fans in the chat will agree with that as well. But let's not forget, with 2 weeks of the transfer window left in summer, we were in absolute disarray. It was a disaster at the club. We were getting bantered left, right, and centre from every fan base in England. We can't
Sunderland were
sign
signing more
anyone.
players than Newcastle at that time.
No one wants to come to us. We've gone from A target to B target to C target to Z target.
There wasn't enough letters, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You literally have to go to like an alien alphabet to even come up with the letters that we need for some of these last minute replacements for transfers. So look, we keep saying that this is the strongest squad we've had and everything, but a lot of these players that we've signed and that have come into the club, none of them, and I tell you, none of them were in the original plans. They weren't the top 3 targets. Nick Waltamare, the best probably signing besides Malik Tiao of the summer. But I tell you now, he wasn't the first 3 or 4 strikers we wanted to get in. Not a
No, there was
chance.
10 in front of him.
Exactly. The Lap, Palmer, not Palmer, Strand Larson. Who else was there? Sheshko. Pedro. Like there was, I could literally, there was more strikers we were linked to than they've played in the history of the club. Okay, so
Like, honestly, I honestly wish we let go of Isaac and we signed Ekitike
let's not
at
even
that
think about
time.
it.
No. Honestly. But you know what? Like all these things, they all build up to something, and I think we're just seeing the outcome of everything.
No, man,
I think that's what the problem is.
That's dumb. Let's not even think about that. Let's just we can all agree that Big Nick wasn't probably in the first 4 targets that we wanted to bring into the club. All right, let's move down the list. Who was after that? So then we were trying to find wingers. We wanted to get wingers in. It was Brian Mbuemo. It was all these other players. Eventually, we're running out of time. Let's bring Anthony Alenga in for 55 million. 55 million for Alenga, who had a somewhat okay season at Nottingham Forest. Plays completely counter-attacking football, does not suit our system whatsoever. That's the other player we brought into the club. One of the last-minute horrible transfer fee. That's another player. Okay, and then
It was our first signing.
Yeah, I know, but like surely he's not on the. It was Brian Mbuemo. There was other players who we wanted to get in before him. Like he wasn't.
I don't think there was, mate. I actually don't think we went other than Mbuemo. I think he was our second choice. I think he was the only one him and Malik Chow were the only 2 players that we actually really wanted and we signed.
I know Malik Tiao, Eddie said it 2 press conferences ago, we've been scouting him for years. The situation didn't come up. So
yeah.
Malik Tiao, the club has obviously done extensive research and scouting on Malik Tiao.
Yeah.
And guess what? He's one of the best players we brought into the club. Go figure.
Okay, so we're looking at what the problem is, yeah? So what was the problem? Do you want me to tell you what the problem is? Mate, we had no sporting director. We had Eddie Howe's brother. We had Eddie Howe's brother doing the transfer deals. That's what we did. Like, you know what I mean? So that was our biggest issue. As soon as Paul Mitchell left, we needed a replacement straight right there and then. And that's the thing that we didn't do, is not have a sporting director that thoroughly looked at players. Because I think, like, for example, like Jacob Ramsey, Johan Wissa, I think we were looking at other players as well other than them.
100%.
But there were just players that we ended up signing. I get it, like, you know what I mean. But it was better squad depth, and I don't mind it. Like I said, I don't mind the players that came. But mate, you guys are professional footballers. You don't even look like it.
But this is a bigger point I'm getting at. Like, these are all the players that were brought in, and everyone agrees, including myself, that we're a stronger squad for the players that we brought in. But have the players we brought in, was there enough research? Was there enough desire from the club? Was there enough, scouting done on these players that was going to show them that they worked for our system? Because a lot of these players, bar Malik Tial, they don't really suit this system. Big Walter Mata, he's been incredible for us, but do I think he suits this system? Is he a like for Isaac? Couldn't be further from it. Could not be further from it, okay? Then Weiser comes in, obviously a great player as well, but 29, bought him on like the last few days. Like,
No, he hasn't even played a game, mate.
exactly right, Sammy. So I just think like the recruitment going into this season did not do us any favors. We all thought that it was going to be a disaster of a season until we pulled off those signings, and it kind of masks how bad summer preparation was. So we went into this season not being very promising, and then we got into the preseason fixtures, an abysmal preseason. So the writing was on the wall very early on. The writing was on the wall very early on for how poor this season could have been, and we just haven't fixed it. We just have not fixed a single thing from it. We haven't addressed any of the issues. So
I actually think these players have got to sit down, talk with Eddie Howe, and make what could we do that was going to suit the players that we have right now. And I honestly think it will be. First of all, we need to change the formation. The formation doesn't work for us.
The 4-3-3.
That formation. No, not a 4-3-3. No, we need to play with an up striker by himself, but we need to play with a centre attacking mid. That's the only way that this team is going to thrive. Mate, play a 4-2-3-1. That way, at least you've got your wingers, you've got your centre attacking mid. Voldemar doesn't have to keep dropping. Yeah. Voldemar doesn't have to keep dropping. And then you've got two centre defensive mids, say in Lewis Miley and Sandro Tonali, that mate, they can pick passes, and Bruno can be the one that plays the centre attacking mid role because he can create. So I think we need to change formation. I think the formation just doesn't work for us. I mean, and every single time we've gone 5 to the back, at the back, that doesn't work for us. We've lost every single game that we've done that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, sorry guys, I know we keep going on these bloody long rants, but it's just sometimes it gets the better of us, guys. So we will get to a few more of your comments, guys. Thanks for everyone who's been on this edition of the Breakfast Show. One of our biggest breakfast shows we've done here, and you guys just make it what it is. We really enjoy doing it, and all your comments make a very fan interactive show, guys. So
thanks, guys. Thank you.
More, very much so. And Thomas, we got another one here. Sammy, you're a popular boy tonight, mate. You've got a bloody target on your head. Thomas Cloak says, Sam, can you honestly see Eddie Howe changing it around a way it's going, as I certainly can't?
Look, it doesn't look like it will change. It doesn't look like it, no. But can Eddie Howe do it? Yes, of course he can. I don't think he's a dumb manager, because the things that he's done for us, to the club, with the players, I mean, he's done an unbelievable job. I mean, and I don't think he's reached his ceiling yet. I think he can take us to the next level. Right now, we're in a rut. We're in a hole, and we just got to get ourselves out of it. And I think once we do tend to get it right, we will be a very hard team to beat, because the team is very good. The team is our team is actually very good. They're just not performing. But I think once we start performing, we'll be a very hard team to beat. I mean, look, we went toe-to-toe with Barcelona. We went toe-to-toe with Liverpool. We went toe-to-toe with Arsenal. You know what I mean? I mean, we've taken on the big boys, and I get we've lost those games, but what we did lack was a bit of quality. And that quality will come eventually. But once we get it right and the consistency is there, mate, I think we'll be, like I said, we're only 7 points off the top 4. But the performances are what is worrying. That's the only thing. The performances are what's worrying everyone, because we don't look like the team we have been for the last 3 seasons.
Like I keep saying with you, Sammy, I fully agree with you. I agree with you for now. I don't think replacing Eddie at this current time is the best thing. I fully agree with you there. But, you're obviously defending Eddie a little bit more than I am, and you're probably a little bit more optimistic that things can turn around. But can I ask you, Sam, yesterday in the post-match press conference, when Eddie says, the work to fix things starts now, when you hear him say things like that, the work to fix things starts now, Why didn't it start at West Ham? Why didn't it start at Arsenal?
I agree.
Why didn't it start? Like, what do you mean the work starts now? It should have started when we started the season. Like, stuff like that is just, it's not helping him out, man. Stuff
No,
like
it's
that
not.
is
No,
not helping him out. And when
no, like
when fans are already so lacking in faith, when you come out saying things like the work starts now, I can understand why some of these fans want him out, man.
look,
Just
at least
stuff
he aims up. At least he aims up, and sometimes he says, "You know what? It is my fault." He did come out and say, "It is my fault." I get it, mate. You know what? What manager is going to come and say, "Oh, you know what? It was my fault." Not one manager comes out and says that. Not one manager will come out and say that. At least he's admitting that it's his fault. Now, go out there, learn from your mistakes. That's what we want you to do. We want you to learn from your mistakes. We don't want you to leave. We just want you to learn from your mistakes, make us better, make us compete again. Because we've got expectation now. If you're not up for the expectation, then you're more likely to leave. We're more than happy for you to leave. But if you are not going to take us to that next level, you might as well resign. Because all you're doing is harming us in the way. But learn from your mistakes. That's what we want you to do.
100%.
In Eddie, I trust, because you know what? The things he's done, like I said, you cannot not look at them. Because he's achieved a lot more than what other managers have achieved in 50 years at Newcastle. He's done it in 4 seasons.
He's also had 700 million to spend compared to others. Like, I know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I get it, but he took us from a relegation zone to a Champions League team in a space of not a year. Literally, it was a year and a half. He still had championship players whenever we finished in that top 4. That's where I give him credit. He made terrible players better. He made Joelinton look like a beast.
Anyway, he's gonna have to start making Joelinton look like a beast again.
But I said, no, I see. That's where I look at Joelinton and I think he's reached his ceiling. That's it. He can't get any better.
I agree with you. Here.
That's the difference. Where Eddie Howe can get better. You know what? If you change, mate, honestly, all it takes is that one midfielder, and I promise you, it's Lewis Miley. Start Lewis Miley. You start Lewis Miley, you will be better for it, because every time Lewis Miley has played, guess what? There's been a W. Mate, it's that simple. Play the kid. If you're telling me he's the next big thing, play him. He's only going to get better. Yes or no? That's it.
I agree with you. Well, still bad dad here. Probably agreeing with you, Sammy. Guys, it's lovely putting all these managers' names forward. Would a Mancini want to come to a club who are in a difficult position? Nope. And I think that's a very good point. You know, even if
but I don't think Mancini is going to do any better for us.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
I don't see a single manager in this free market who's going to come in and do a better job than it. I don't see it.
Mancini couldn't even get Italy into the World Cup. Come on, bro. This bloke has a 70-year drought.
Yeah. Let me just ask a quick question for the Eddie Howe outers, because look, I'm not saying I'm with you guys quite yet, but I'm bloody on a fast track to it. I'm on a Japanese bullet train towards it. I couldn't be approaching it any faster. But
whoa, relax, Brad Pitt. Relax.
I've still got a few stops before I reach there. But guys, for you people who want Eddie Howe out, please give me some names who you think would come in and do a job. And when I say come in and do a job, let's be realistic. I see a lot of people saying Glasner. Glasner, we're not buying him from Crystal Palace. You know the fee we would have to give Palace to get him out of Palace? Do you think he's going to want to leave Palace with what he's doing with them right now? Don't get me wrong. I think he.
Why wouldn't he? I mean, first of all, we are a better team than Palace.
100%. This is what I'm saying. I 100% see we're a way bigger club than Palace. It's a more intriguing opportunity. He's got more funds, everything like that. But at this current stage, right now, if the board approached Crystal Palace and Glasner, do I think he's leaving this season right now? Absolutely not. I don't think so. You know, in the future, maybe in summer, is it a different story? Yes, but Glasner, I don't think he would leave for us right now. And that's what I'm going to pose to you guys who want Eddie Howe out. I don't blame you, but who do you think would come in and do a better job? Who's free right now, who we don't have to go spend the fee for? Because Gareth Southgate, Eric Ten Hag, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like someone, just give me some names, because I don't know any. And I don't think there is many who would elevate us to where we're in a better spot than what Eddie's done right now.
Yeah.
Thomas Cloak says, still bad. He took up the Saudi jobs. Oh, sorry, that was obviously meant for someone else. Kim Cam says, there are many good managers all over Europe. I agree with you, Kim Cam, but can you provide some names that are free? Because I don't know any right now.
Neither do I. Not that I can think on top of my head.
This is a very, very, very smart point here by Gavin. We've said Eddie in past seasons, one of his best strengths, one of his best qualities is improving players. Like you just said, Sammy, we saw what he'd done with Joe Linton early on in his tenure at the club. But, you know, with no training now, with all the competitions that we have, Eddie obviously doesn't have any time to work on the grass and implement the things that he used to implement. So is that his biggest strength just nullified now that we don't have any regular training like we have in previous seasons? Is that out the
Well,
window?
really, whenever you're playing every 3 days, I guess it's more about recovery. I get it. I get he's not used to playing 3 games a week. I understand it. I mean, it's tough for any manager, you know. You got to do that a few seasons to understand what you need to do. Not one season yes, one season no, one season yes, one season no. You're not going to learn that way because you're going to keep doing the same mistakes. It's that simple. We need to make Champions League again, learn from your mistake, and then do it again, but do it better. It's all about recovery. It's literally all about recovery. Or you think Arsenal go out there and talk about tactics? They don't do that. These players have been playing there for years. And whenever they've bought now Eze and Zubamendi and all that, they've just gone 10 times better. And they know what to do. Why? It's because they're consistently making Champions League. They're consistently competing. That's why they look so good right now. It's because they've added to their squad. They've added better to their squad. Yeah. And now they're just all guns blazing. I get they drew with Sunderland, but
That's not looking like a bad result these days anymore, is it?
it's not. It really isn't. I mean, they're actually playing proper football. They're playing better than us. And I seen one. They are playing better than us. They are.
Bro.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Bro,
We just lost to West Ham. We got outbeaten by West Ham. We got beaten by West Ham. Whether you like it or not, whether you hate them or not, I don't care. They are playing better football than us. If they can go toe-to-toe and draw with Arsenal, they're definitely playing better than us.
Oh, man.
And you know what? We've got him in about a month. Mate, I am not looking forward to that fixture. I swear to God.
I'm looking forward to it.
The truth is the truth, my man. And if you can't handle the truth,
you know what's crazy, Sammy?
That's your problem, though.
We're literally in a position, we're in a position right now where that Sunderland game could dictate whether Eddie is at the club. Do you know how insane that is? Do you know how crazy that is?
Yes.
We're literally put ourselves in a position where Sunderland can dictate whether our manager stays at the club.
Mate, it's shocking, mate. It's shocking.
He had to turn things around before that game because look, 80%.
Mate, we know what? We've got about 10 games before Sunderland, just so you know.
Literally, I think it's 7 games.
Yeah, but including Champions League, and I think we've got the Carabao Cup coming up as well.
That's our 7th game, including all of the other competitions.
Come on, bro. Like, there's so many games before that game. Like, mate, honestly, I am dreading that game right now. Hopefully we hit form before then, but I am not looking forward to that game. Mate, I'm not even looking forward to City at home. I actually think we're going to lose that and lose to Everton away. We'll probably win the end game.
We're going to lose that, bro. They're smacking up Liverpool. City are back now. Pep Ball's back.
Pep Ball's back. My God. They look scary, man. They actually look scary at the moment. Like honestly, mate, we're just so below par at the moment. Oh. And that is so disappointing.
There's not even a flicker of light down the tunnel. It's like the tunnel,
you know what?
is concrete.
They haven't even changed the bulb yet.
There's no bulb, bro. The bulb went out in 18. That's how dark this tunnel is I'm looking at right now. Pitch black, bro. Oh, guys. The therapy show on NUFC Talk TV, breakfast is in full effect. Thank you very much if you guys are just joining us. We're in full meltdown here.
Mate, It's honestly, mate, like just for the players' sake. You know what? I reckon if we lose that Sunderland game away, that's it. It's gonna be flipping tables. You know, it's gonna be TLC, mate. Honestly, it's gonna be TLC. This is gonna be the WWE. I reckon everyone's jumping on the pitch, and you know what? They're not even gonna go to the Sunderland fans. They're going to our own players.
Oh god, guys. Let's get back to a few more comments before I go into an absolute meltdown again.
Mate, I've already gone through a meltdown.
Darren Lee, probably one of the only blokes we've got at the moment defending Eddie. Howe just needs better support. He was lacking it within the summer. 100% agree. I feel some of our signings ended up panic buyers as we missed out on Plan A. This is literally, we just went over about 10 minutes ago in the show. Our summer recruitment, I think, is a massive catalyst for the reason we are in the position we're in right now.
I blame Eddie Howe's brother.
Eddie Howe's brother. They're not doing too much. Maybe they need that bloke in the coaching staff. You know, if we're going to keep it all in house, get that bloke in for some bloody fresh ideas. But I couldn't agree with you more, Darren. I don't think the club has helped out. Actually, while we're on this point, let's not bail the club out. Okay, we put all this pressure and criticism on Eddie Howe. Let's not forget what the club done to Eddie coming into this summer. They had plenty of time at the end of the season to plan for the summer. They never did. You know, they left us stranded, the fans, and they left our manager stranded. They left his brother
I agree.
stranded, his brother is doing negotiations. You know how insane that is? That's not even an option in Football Manager. You can't even hire your brother on Football
What
Manager.
kills me is that it was supposed to be our biggest transfer ever. It was supposed to be the biggest summer of our bloody Newcastle United's lives, of our 125 years, whatever you want, 130, 150 years, I don't care. It was meant to be the biggest summer of the club's career, literally. And we failed miserably. It was a failure of a summer. And that's what kills me the most. It was such a failure of a summer. And that's where I look at Eddie Howe and I felt sorry for that bloke. I'm like, you know what? You're not giving him the tools. How do you expect him to perform at the same time? But then again, you've gone and signed players as well. But then the players aren't even performing. You can't keep saying Eddie out, Eddie out, Eddie out. You can't say it. I am backing my manager. I love Eddie Howe. And the reason why I love him is because he showed his potential and what he can do. And you know what? If he can break our cup drought, mate, he can take us all the way. That simple.
Get the happy clappers out. Get the happy clappers out. It's
bloody oath, mate.
When the happy clappers are out with Semi on force. Guys.
Come on, man.
I agree, though. The club's throwing him.
Like, come on, bro. They literally threw him under the bus. They really did. And Paul Mitchell, mate. You know, if I was to see that bloke in the street, oh, see you later, mate. See you later. Him and his bald head, mate. Oh, mate, he'll be probably copping right hooks and left hooks.
Mate, I'm close to going bald here, Semi.
Mate, you and me, or both of us, mate. Hey, honestly, though, yeah, but like what he did, no, you can't get any lower. You don't just leave a club stranded the way you just left them.
Anyway, back to the comments, guys.
He's just lucky I'm in Australia, mate.
You wouldn't do nothing. You wouldn't do nothing, Sammy.
Oh, Corey, you know me.
I do know you probably do that. Thomas Cloak here says, what does the likes of Jason Tindall do and all? He doesn't say out to Howe as his close buddy and has been alongside him for years. So it's like Eddie's word and no. Well, this is what I'm saying, Thomas, is there just too many yes men around the club? Because we're not seeing any different ideas. It's the same ideas, doing the same thing over and expecting different results. There's got to be one coach out of the 5 or 6, however many coaches they have, who are saying, oh, you know what? Hall is pretty fit, Eddie. Do you think maybe you should start over Dan Burn in a game where we're coming up against the fastest winger in the league? I don't think so. You know, like what does Jason do? Is Jason's whole job just to go up to the cameras on match day and just talk to Eddie and get some, you know, popularity, get up on the street? Like, that's all he does, man. He just goes up to Eddie. and he puts his hands up. He's a big Joe Linton character, big Bruno character, you know. But is that all he does? Is he a mascot? You know, like what does he do? Because
but we do we look like a bunch of clowns, don't we?
100% we look like clowns, man.
Yeah, we look like Pennywise. We just don't act like Pennywise.
Yeah, for there not to be one member of the coaching staff yesterday to tell Eddie to hook, damn, burn, you know, and if they did tell him and then Eddie's just not agreeing because he's so stubborn, then it's on Eddie, okay? But there needs to be someone who takes responsibility for that yesterday. I know we've gone on it like a broken record, but that game time, you know, decision and management for me was just shocking.
But you know what kills me the most? It's like, mate, you know what? We played so bad against West Ham, right? We beat Athletic Club in the Champions League. Okay, cool. But then we went back and we did the same thing.
Exact same thing, man.
Like if West Ham wasn't the turnaround, I don't know what is. Is it going to be this game?
Well, you saw Eddie say in the press after this game coming up, he said, "Oh, a game like West Ham, that can be such a catalyst for your season. It can be a real turning point." The turning point to the end of your job or the turning point to us? It's a turning point to something, but it's not the turning point.
Oh, mate, at this rate, it's leaning more towards his job. I'm not going to lie. Because, mate, it's been such a poor month, yeah?
Month for
like,
season?
Like, both our... I don't know, man. I really don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, off topic, bro. Just change the subject. I can't keep talking about it.
Gavin Fuller here says, Eddie says he is moving to possession football. Why when we don't have the players to do it? Passing out from the back so slow, let the other team get back into possession. That's what I mean, man. You bring Anthony Alenga in and you want to go change possession football? Like
that's the thing. Like you look at the start of the game, yeah. Brentford were pressing us. We did very well to get out of that press, and then we ended up pushing for that goal, and we got the goal. But then they went into half time, and I don't know what team came out. It's like the more the game went, the worse we got. I don't know.
Is Eddie just too much of a like, bro? How can you not gather and G the boys up? You know, get them. But then, like you said, Sammy, the players shouldn't need all this motivation, man, to go and beat a club like that. You know, I know Brentford are an amazing side and everything, but you know
they're not. They're not an amazing side. I can't name you a player in their team.
Well,
because I versed them yesterday. The only person I can name you right now is Thiago. And the only reason why is because it's a very easy name to remember.
Shada, Henderson, Otora.
Henderson, bro, the bloke's 50. I don't even know how he's running.
Oh, do you know how good he's been playing this season, Sammy?
Yeah, but you know what? He shouldn't be outclassing our three midfields.
But he is, man. This is football. That's what the game's not played on paper. It's not played on paper.
I get it. No, I understand that. I'm telling you, on form we should be relegated. It's that simple. On paper we should be top 4. Oh, come on, mate. On form, mate, we'll be lucky to win games in the championship on form. Mate, Coventry look better than us.
Maybe Frank Lampard in, guys. Frank Lampard in.
Frank Lampard in. Frank Lampard would probably be like, no, I declined the offer. I'm happy at Coventry. Come on, man.
Darren Lee says that the season prep transfers dragged out. The rat didn't help. A pre-tour to the Far East was wrong when the club should have stayed Europe bound to prep for the new season, etc. to hit the ground. That's what I mean. Like like everyone around the greater Newcastle club needs the criticism. It's not just Eddie. It's not just the players. It's the board. It's the owners.
100%. 100%.
Like, everyone needs to be blamed for this season, okay?
Of course, because it comes down to that summer, and we failed in the summer. That's what we did.
100%.
It was a failure of a summer.
They failed Eddie in the summer. Absolutely.
They failed Eddie in the summer.
This season, this was supposed to be our big season in the summer. We were supposed to invest. This was supposed to be when Newcastle, you know, we won our title last season. This is when we really turn it up a notch. This is when we show people what Newcastle are.
This is all about 100%, and we failed.
But Sam, a lot of the fans, and we've had fans on the breakfast show say it before, Are the Saudis, are our owners interested in too many other things?
Of course they're interested.
In too
Of course
many
they're
other
interested.
things, though.
Like,
I
of
know,
course they're interested. Bro, you can't tell me they're not interested. Don't say that to me. That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I know they're interested.
Don't tell me
man, but how,
don't tell me that they're not interested. No. Where I think it's just once Paul Mitchell left, we needed to get a sporting director, and that's where we failed miserably. Because a sporting director is what gets players into the club. And we did
But
not
does
have
not
that
come down to
for the
Saudis?
whole summer. We had that. We didn't have that for the whole summer.
That's what I'm saying, though, Sammy. Does that not
Like
come down
within
to
2 weeks, you
owners?
should have got someone in. That's what we didn't get.
Exactly,
But you can't tell me
bro.
that.
This is what I'm
But
trying
you
to
can't
say,
tell
bro.
me. No. You can't tell me that they are not investing into the club. Don't tell me that the club from where they were 4 years ago to where they are now isn't a completely different club. Because
No,
people
but that's
don't
not
look
the
at
question I'm
Newcastle.
asking.
People don't look at Newcastle now and think they're a relegation club. They look like that's it. Soon they're going to become a top dog. But that's where we failed miserably in the summer, because that failure of a summer does not take us up that notch that we needed to take.
But bro, I 100% everything you just said, I couldn't agree with it more, bro. The Saudis have revolutionized this club. They've changed this club. I'm not saying that, bro. Completely opposite to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if the Saudis
People used to say
were
Newcastle United and use it as a joke.
I know, bro, but this is the point I'm trying to make, Sammy. If the club were continuing to do the success that they've done in the first years that they've done since the takeover, how come they weren't prepared at the end of last season for this summer, man? Like, I'm not saying they're not interested in the club, but I'm saying how are they not interested enough to be proactive and fix the things that needed to be fixed before the end of the season? How come it took so long for all of the backroom staff, the new CEO, and everyone else to be introduced into the club, man? At the end of last season, that's something the Saudis should have already been preparing for. Had it in the back.
Yeah, but you know what?
ready.
Did they know that Paul Mitchell was going to leave?
Well, hopefully so, man. If they're in charge,
You
of
know
the
what?
club.
But that's the thing. Like, it is a very big it's a very big position. That's what you got to understand. A sports director, you have to get that right, because obviously you could see like what happened during the summer. If you don't have it right, you start panic buying. That's what you do. But you can't just go and sign anyone. But like, if we knew Paul Mitchell was leaving, and we didn't get a replacement, that's on the board and that's on the owners, because they needed to get that done. And I felt sorry for Eddie Howe because of the crap he had to deal with. He was worrying about transfers more than he was worrying about the team. Maybe that's where it's all gone wrong. People keep saying Eddie Howe out, Eddie Howe out, Eddie Howe. Mate, there's repercussions to everything you do. It's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Mate, go get a lighter. He was. Because he's mine.
We'll get to a few more comments, guys. We're going on some bloody big tangents here. I do apologize, guys, but once again, thank you for all your comments, guys. It's been an amazing show. We've had a lot of people in tonight, so very much appreciated, everyone. I know it's bright and early over there, so for you guys to
Look,
look,
it's good. There's nothing like a good rant, mate. You know, you know what? We wouldn't be ranting if we didn't care about the club. At the end of the day, we all want Newcastle United to do well. We want them to be the best that they can possibly be. But what it is, it's not. It's just been so disappointing, and that's the sad part, right? Like you have so much expectation this season, and you're just letting yourselves down, and you're letting the club down, and you're letting the fans down, and that's where it's sad. Like, you know what I mean? And then you got people like me and you, yeah, that we got to sit up in the middle of the night to watch a game, and then you go and you watch a performance like that. That's where it's like, you know what, guys, you should be better than that. Like, don't waste my time. At the end of the day, I don't want to sit down and waste my time to watch football that way. Like, mate, you know, sometimes it's better off watching Burnley. At least they can string two passes together.
Well, what
Come
about
on,
all
guys.
the bloody fans from Newcastle, all the Geordies who have travelled, have spent their bloody hard-earned cash to go down on 2 London trips in a week, man, and see.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just crap, man. It's not.
Of course it is. Like, think of the fans, guys. Think of the people that are going out there and supporting you. Like, that's what you guys got to look at.
I think
Mate,
every
I
fan-
flew from Australia to England to watch Newcastle. Like, you know what I mean? I went and I watched them. Like, I witnessed an amazing day at Newcastle to watch Newcastle Chelsea, and we won that game 1-0 when Willock scored that banger from outside the box. Like, it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
But what made it an amazing experience wasn't just the fans, is that Newcastle ended up winning that day. So if, guys, you're not winning, the morale is going to be down everywhere. It's just that simple. No one's going to be happy about it. But once you start winning again, you're obviously going, everyone's going to be on a high. So just get winning again, guys. And trust me, everything will change for you. But you can't win one, lose one, win one, lose one. The inconsistency is an absolute killer. Oh, yeah, this is our turning point. Bang, we lose. Oh, yeah, we go back to the Champions League, we win again. Come on, guys. It's got to be our turning point. Bang, we lose. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, for Eddie to have the audacity in the presser after that game to say, "Oh, the work starts now." What started at the start of this? What do you mean the work starts now? What are you doing in training then, man? You know, playing with your toes. Like, what are you doing in there? The work starts now. He's not doing himself.
No, they were doing vacations in the Bahamas, mate. In the Bahamas.
Well, they're still on there, bro. These are like holograms that they've sent from the Bahamas to replicate players. The technology.
Mate, they're still sipping on pina coladas, man.
Yeah, they didn't come back, bro. We're seeing bloody holograms on the pitch. I refuse to believe that this is the players that we saw last season.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it is. It honestly is, because you know what? It's just a completely different team. Yeah, like even the players that were performing last season aren't even performing. Like, and that's the worrying part. Whenever your good players aren't performing, you're just like, no, there's something wrong. There's got to be something wrong somewhere. I don't know. It's a lot of work for how to get to change around.
You know, and then we saw Tonali with his comments after the game last week or earlier on in the week, you know, throwing his future up in the air. Do you think right now that he's filled with confidence that he wants to stay here? Like, this is not good for us long term either. Forget now. This is not good for us long. There's no way we're going to be able to retain players like Tonali if we don't have any European football.
You know what's funny? Like, I'm going to go back to the rat. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the rat. I get that Liverpool came in and wanted to sign him. I get it. Yeah, but whenever you made Champions League, whenever you've gone and you've made Champions League, players tend to want to stay. All right. If he was meant to get a new contract, why didn't you give it to him?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, Isak's a massive loss for us. Obviously, him not having a preseason is the reason why he's playing like crap for Liverpool. You know what I mean? But, I mean, he was our best player last season.
No. All right, we'll get to a few more of the comments, guys. Cuff02 says, Eddie's biggest strength has always been his coaching and how he improves players. Now with this schedule, we can't ever train with the full squad, and it's negating his biggest strength. 100% agree with you, Cuff. We've brought this point up a few times on this show, mate. Obviously, Eddie's biggest strength comes from his man management, his one-on-one improvement of players who have not been improving in previous seasons or a bit of out of form. We've seen how he can transform them. But without that time on the grass, it's, he's not the biggest motivator. He's not the biggest character, that's for sure. So, when he doesn't get that time on the grass, the players aren't getting to work with him.
So what are you going to go get? Are you going to go get a manager that's just made for recovery? Like, I didn't get it. Like, what manager just goes out there to recover? Like, obviously they're doing things on the training pitch. Like, he's not just there to make them recover. Oh yeah, guys, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to train for it, but we're going to do this.
Bro, there's literally no time. There's no full training sessions when there's 3.
Of course there's training sessions. There's got to be training because you can't, like, I don't know, maybe just to keep their fitness up. I don't know. There's got to be training sessions because, but you know what? It doesn't look like they are training. I get it. Their performances aren't showing like they are training. But there's got to be training sessions.
No. Kim Cam here says, Sam, he spent 700 million since he's been at the Toon, and that
it's been 4 years.
Yeah, I brought that up earlier.
I mean, it's been 4 years. If he hasn't spent 700 mil and these guys aren't backing us, you got to remember there was 3 windows that we didn't even spend money in either. But then again, we've gone and we've overpaid for players as well. Anthony Gordon 40 mil. This guy, I mean, who? Wissa 55 mil. Elanga 55 mil. Don't come in and tell me 700 mil. These players aren't worth 700 mil. Like they're not worth the price that we're paying for them. People want us to pay overs, and you know what? We've gone out and we've paid overs for players. That's what we've done. Nick Voldemari 70 mil. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? It obviously adds up. So
I fully get what you're saying, mate. Harpool here says there's no change. Got pumped by West Ham. Should have been the ultimate kick up the arse for everyone, but a week later we go again. Watch the exact same performance. Lol. Time to go. I can't disagree with you there. Like I said, mate.
Yeah, because we've seen the same performance multiple times this season. It's not like we've seen it once or twice. We've seen it in probably 5 games at least.
Yeah. We'll do a few more quick-fire comments, guys, and then we will have a little bit of a recap of the game, unfortunately, and then we will look to Man City after the international break. Jordy Yam Yam here says, going from high intensity to possession-based football without a change in formation is mainly the problem. There's no out ball without individual isolation. It's easy for opponents to win the ball. 100%, Jordy. I feel like our biggest strength in past seasons were how fast we were on transitions, how good our counter attack was, how good our press was, how fast forward the press was. And I feel like the sort of, I don't even know if you can call it possession-based football, pep ball, whatever the style of ball we're playing at the moment. It's just so slow, man. And I don't like a lot of you guys, you've probably seen as well as me, we give so much time to opposition players to get into shape. You know, every attack now, the whole team is back in 2 banks of 4 defending. Like, we just allow opposition so much time to prepare and defend against us. You know, and like, even with all our goals, man, these are like wonder goals that we're scoring at the moment. Even the goal yesterday, like that goal just came from a bit of individual brilliance, you know? Like Barnes.
It was a flick from Voldemare, and then Barnes literally put 2 players on. Yeah, like it killed them. Like it made him look like honestly clowns. That's what it made him look like. But mate, you push on from there. That's what's killing me. Like, a goal is meant to give you confidence. It makes us worse. I don't know how. But it makes us worse. I don't get it. I actually don't have an explanation for it. How can you play better after you score? I mean, how can you play worse after you score a goal? I mean,
bro, it's lower team mentality. It's a lower bottom of we're literally playing with the mentality of
a lower team. I agree.
Goal, shut up shop.
I agree.
We've scored a goal. Everyone get back. Joe Linton get back. Every single man and their mum get back. We're going to defend the game for the next 70 minutes. Or you're going to concede 3 goals because that's what you're going to do. Yeah.
And you know what's funny? We've conceded 6 goals in the last 2 games
against crap. Brentford, fair enough. Okay, you still shouldn't be conceding 3 goals, but to concede 6 goals against West Ham and Brentford in 2 away games is criminal, man.
It is criminal. And this is for a team that's in the. This is a team that's meant to be in the Champions League, and actually are in the Champions League and 6th in the Champions League. Like,
man, if you're not
it's actually insane. It's actually insane thinking about it. Like you said, it's criminal. Literally, it's like you're a bunch of imposters. You play one game and then you don't turn up for another one. Like, come on.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys, we will finish a few more comments and then we'll probably wrap up the show as it has been a very draining and exhausting show, guys. But
I'm going for a shower and sleep after this, mate.
yeah, we still haven't gone to bed after that dross, guys. So we'll probably get a few more comments and then we'll wrap up. Jordy Yam Yam with a good comment here at that. I think the international break has come at the right time for Eddie Howe to reset mentally. Get back to basics, look at the past few games and build again. We need a change, but that doesn't mean Eddie Howe out. Very, very level-headed comment, mate.
You know what's funny? I actually said the same thing last international break. I'm like, the international break last time round was a good time that it came. I swear to God, it's like it changed nothing. You know what's funny? we're going to be waiting for them for the next international break, and that's in 3 months.
Waiting for next season at this point. Jake Ryan here. Thanks, Jake. I don't think I've seen you on the show, so a very warm welcome, mate. We still have Deadwood on the bench and fringe like Lascelles, and Kraft is not good enough and not got the pace for the Premier League. 100%. We've got some of the bloody slowest defense. Did you see Dan Burn and Botman tracking back the other day? I think it was in the first time, bro. It literally looked like Jurassic Park, eh? Looks like when you got those Stegosauruses chasing after like a bloody little velociraptor thing. Bro, they look so slow.
Yeah, but you know what? Van de Ven makes every defender look slow.
Van de Ven?
Yeah. Because he's that freaking fast. And that's my point. Like, defenders, there's not many fast defenders out there.
Nah, but bro,
if you look at centre backs, if you look at centre backs aren't fast. Name me one fast centre back other than Van de Ven. Fast.
Malik Thiel's pretty fast.
He's not that fast, no.
He's pretty, bro, compared to Dan Burn and Botman.
He's quicker than Dan Burn and Botman, yes. But he's not that fast, no.
Bro, I could have literally, with the time that Dan Burn took between strides, I could have gone under his legs, come back underneath again, done a front flip through his legs, and then a reverse back flip. He still wouldn't have changed legs. The legs still would have been like that. Bro, it's like watching slow motion. It's literally so slow.
Yeah, but you know what? The reason why they both look so slow is because, first of all, you've got a very fast right winger that's playing against Dan Burn. But then whenever he's got so much space to run in, what do you think is going to happen? He's going to burn him for speed. Why? Because we don't know how to control the ball.
A comment here from Marco T. If the rumours about Tonali are true and he wants away, literally, then he can also beep off. I'm sick of Newcastle United being virtually held to ransom. Couldn't agree more, mate. There is no player bigger than this club. Steve Gotti says, I wouldn't trust Howe with another penny. He's already wasted hundreds of millions. Mate, it's hard to disagree with you after that.
What do you mean it's hard to didisagree with you? Don't tell me that.
No.
What do you mean?
Now that like,
no. It's not hard to do. Yeah, you disagree with him. That's what you do. Because that is not a good comment. He's taken us twice to the Champions League and he's won us a cup in the first time in 70 years. Yeah, no. What you're saying does not make any sense. No, I apologize. You can't agree with that.
Well, with the new backroom staff and everything that's in place now, I think you can trust him with a little bit more of a transfer fee. Look, the bloke was literally working with his brother or his nephew, whoever it was.
Come on, man. Give him what he needs.
Before last season, we saw how good the recruitment was. So this last season, we can't really put that on Eddie. That's got to come down to the club as well for not.
Of course, 100%. We were not prepared.
Adnan Ali,
you should have been prepared.
Adnan Ali, welcome to the show, mate. Don't think I've seen you here before either. How left Burn on? He was getting destroyed. The right side is strong, but left side is a joke. Mate, we've gone over that 1,000 times this morning. That decision-making was absolutely dreadful. And we'll get to Steve Gotti here. We need a manager that will sell while our players still have some value and knows how to attract and scout better players. How blowing 40 to 50 million on bang average players is pointless. Then Adam K10 says PIF's fault for not getting a state-of-the-art facility. I think we're working on that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like all these comments are just like you look at for an example. Yeah, you look at you're saying Eddie Howe doesn't scout good. All right, if he's the one that got Isaac in, if he's the one that got Gordon in, whenever they were absolutely killing it, he got Bruno in, he got Tonali in, Chow, but somehow he doesn't know how to scout. Come on, like guys, we can't keep blaming Eddie Howe. It's not just about Eddie Howe. There's bigger problems. There's bigger problems than Eddie Howe. I mean, like I said, if the players can't string a pass, I swear to God, I don't even blame Eddie Howe for that. Because they should know how to pass. But they left him in a big hole. That's what they did. During the summer, they put him in a massive hole that he couldn't himself get himself out of it. So that's the club's fault. Board's fault.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, mate. I 100% agree with you. Look, guys, a little bit of an earlier show today. We will be back at the same time tomorrow morning to have a little bit of a look and a recap over this game one last time. Have a look at the international break coming up and the fixtures that come after the international break. Guys, I know how hard of a time it is being a Geordie and a Newcastle fan right now, but look, literally all we can do is pray that Eddie finds a way to get us out of this.
He
I
will.
think the
He will,
I
mate.
think the bloke,
He's good
I
enough.
think the bloke's bought himself enough time. So, guys, as hard as it is, let's just try not get too carried away, even though it's bloody hard not to. And yeah, look, guys, appreciate everyone for joining us on the breakfast show. As always, your comments make this show what it is. The interaction, we absolutely love talking to all of you. Sammy, you got anything to say to the people?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the comments. Always like and subscribe as well. But honestly, guys, without you, this show doesn't happen. So thank you very much.
Not a chance, guys. And on one final note, all of us together. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. Thanks, everyone, for joining the breakfast show.
Thanks,
On
guys.
the
We'll see.